Hi everyone, welcome to this webinar delivered by BarBri in collaboration with Milo. Thank you all for attending. My name is Hemant Jahan. I work as a legal advisor at BarBri in the London team, and I'm joined here today by my colleague Saurabh. Saurabh, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. So hi everyone, my name is Saurabh. I'm joining you from here, Americas. By the way of background, I have obtained my LLB from University of Birmingham. I'm currently pursuing Ontario bar exam. I am in Canada currently, and following, I will be preparing for the New York bar exam in February.
Great. And my background is I have an LLB and an LLM from UK law schools, and I'm writing for the July 2021 New York bar exam myself. But thank you all for attending this presentation. This is going to be talking about our new SQE courses for aspiring solicitors who want to qualify as solicitors in England and Wales. So we prepared a PowerPoint slide, which I'll just share in a sec. And this is our new SQE courses, the Solicitors Qualifying Exam. So BarBri as an institution, firstly, is a 50-year-old legal education company. We were founded in 1967, and we have an alumni network of 1.3 million. BarBri are popularly known for US bar preparation courses to prepare candidates to qualify in the States. But we moved into the UK and international market in 2015. We first started off in the QLTS courses, which the SQE is modeled on for foreign lawyers who want to qualify as solicitors. And then very recently, with all the new changes that the SRA have implemented, we have implemented our new course, the SQE, as of September last year, 2020. It has grown with phenomenal success. We're receiving many inquiries on a daily basis from both prospects, students, law firms, and universities who want to partner with us for SQE provision for their market and their students. And so this is currently the hype of the legal press at the moment, the new SQE. So what is the SQE? It is a new system of qualifying as a solicitor in England and Wales. It's a two-stage exam assessment. The first stage, SQE1, is a mixed subject multiple choice test on English substantive and procedural law. And once you pass that, you can then progress on to SQE stage 2, which is a legal skills assessment on solicitor skills such as client interviewing, advocacy, and drafting. It's available for everyone. So whether you're a law graduate, a non-law graduate, a foreign qualified lawyer, or just a foreign graduate with another subject, you can sit for the SQE. The first exam is taking place this November 2021. Saurabh, over to you.
Yeah, so why actually take the SQE? As Hemant previously mentioned, QLTS is being replaced by the SQE. And there are a lot of opportunities in England and Wales, and in general, a lot of international lawyers seek access to the legal system in England and Wales. As the world is becoming kind of smaller globally, we have seen that there are a lot of opportunities out here in US, out here in UK, where you have London-based law firms operating, and you are able to kind of remotely work and get these positions. Previously, we used to have a lot of success when it came to QLTS. However, one of the key differences between the QLTS and the SQE is QLTS only allowed qualified lawyers in writing the exam and giving access to the legal system. However, SQE is a one uniform umbrella. So, for example, if you've done an LLM in UK or something along those lines as well, you can also potentially seek the SQE. And Hemant and I both have been seeing that a lot recently. A lot of people from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh are really interested in seeking the access to the English legal system. And now with the help of SQE, it has really become very easy and possible. So definitely get in touch with us in one-on-one when you're really interested in seeing if you qualify to write the SQE. and Hemant and I can kind of look at your background and academic history and really help you and see if SQE is the opportunity that you can kind of seek. Once again, it is something that is really, really popular nowadays. And if you do really want to advance your legal career and be able to practice in multiple jurisdictions, SQE is a great, great option for you to consider.
Absolutely. And just following that, as you can see from those points there, particularly if you're interested in commercial law, which we do speak to many students who have those aspirations, the business and practice of law is now very much global. And you can see approximately 60% of all cross-border transactional deals are governed under either English or New York law. So to be qualified in one or the other, or even both, is going to be advantageous to you as an international lawyer. And the vast majority of UK law in Asian cross-border transactions is almost 50%. So it is very widely seen, following on from what Saurabh was saying as well. So what is the new path to qualification? So as I mentioned earlier, you do SQE stage 1, you pass that, then you do SQE stage 2. And then you can evidence your 2 years qualifying work experience, which can be retrospective in nature. So if you've done your qualifying work experience before of 2 years full-time work, that will count as well. So it can be banked up. Qualifying work experience for the purposes of the SQE is any legal work supervised by an English solicitor. So if you're a paralegal, a legal assistant, potentially a court clerk, any pro bono work will even count, will all count as qualifying work experience, again, so long as it's supervised by an English practicing solicitor. Overseas work will also count, so long as, again, an English solicitor has direct knowledge of your work and is happy to sign it off. The SRA have also detailed a QWE template diary on their website, which candidates can look at and download and evidence their QWE as they're fulfilling that requirement. And then you can qualify as a solicitor by the character and suitability requirements. So SQE1, the exam fee is listed there, which is £1,558. This is a functioning legal knowledge exam on English substantive and procedural law. It's a mixed subject exam, and it's a 2-day exam of 360 questions. It will be sat in a computer-based Pearson VUE test center in the UK, in which there are many locations, and there are some international locations, which the SRA will confirm in the next few months, I believe, which international locations they are. These are all the subjects that are tested on the SQE1 exam. So it's a mixture of substantive and procedural law. So if you're a law student in India, you'll be familiar with some of these subjects, such as land law, trusts, criminal law, torts, contracts, English legal system, from a common law jurisdictional background. But the procedural subjects, which are typically studied on the legal practice course in England, are also covered on SQE1. It covers business law and practice, property practice, wills and estates, solicitor accounts, and criminal practice. So it's a very large majority of both substantive and procedural law, and ethics and professional conduct will pervade throughout the exams. Once you pass SQE1, you then progress on to SQE2. The exam fee is listed there, £2,422, and it's a very practical exam on solicitor skills. It's going to be tested in 3 locations in England, which is London, Manchester, and Cardiff. The subjects that are covered, which will be client interviewing, advocacy, legal research, writing, and drafting. It's going to be very practical. It's a 5.5-day exam covered over 2 weeks. So we will prepare you very well for that via a 12-week prep course, which Saurabh will explain at the end in some detail. So we prepared a slide here on just some interaction with how to read a typical SQE1 question. So what I should mention about the SQE1, that being a multiple choice exam, is that it was largely modeled on the QLTS MCT, and there was some factors based on the multi-state bar exam of a US bar exam. Now, the multi-state bar exam, the MBE, is the multiple choice portion of a bar exam. It's worth up to 50% of the bar exam. So American bar exams are largely multiple choice in nature, and they're drilled with multiple choice questions throughout law school and the LSATs. That being a one umbrella bar exam, the SRA did consult the National Conference of Bar Examiners, which are the examining body that write up the questions for the American state bar exams like New York, Florida, Texas. And so the SRA consulted them. They asked them, how do they draft up multiple choice questions in a high stakes legal professional exam? And so BarBri's expertise with multiple choice test taking is very strong because we've been running that for such a long time. We're very familiar with how to read a multiple choice question. So we're going to be doing some interaction here. So that's a typical call of the question that you would typically see in the SQE1. Now this says, the call is, if the court agrees with the owner of the aeroplane, which rule of language did it most likely use in interpreting the law? Now, what you want to be gleaning from that call of the question is, does that give you enough information to help narrow your focus on the subject or the issue being tested? You can see it, you can circle rule of language there. And now what does that mean? We're looking for the rules of interpretation, and you can confirm this by looking at the answer choices. SQE1 will be a 5 answer choice exam, 1 of which will be correct, the other 4 will be incorrect. So you have the broad issue, which is the legal system, and the narrow issue is the rules of interpretation. That's generally what a student's mindset should be when you're reading the typical fact pattern. You're really looking at what is the topic, and under that topic, what is the narrow issue that is being tested. One question will always be testing on a particular legal issue at hand. Now, BarBri will give you a workbook in the course, which can be accessible online and in a book as well, if you preferred hard copies as well. And we see in that chart there the rules of interpretation. So you see each rule, which is Latin, has a literal meaning. So the first, expressio unius a exclusio ulterius, means to express one thing is to exclude the others. And to explain that, you can list a number of specific things within a specified class, which may be interpreted as impliedly excluding others of the same class. And then there's the second one, which means known by the company it keeps. And that means words in a statute that derive meaning the words surrounding them. So almost like a thesaurus, it has a list of related meanings and are to be interpreted in context with the rest of the matter within the list, and so forth. So you can see that the fifth choice, ad absurdo, we are missing that in that chart. And it's not uncommon for the examiners to do this. It makes you feel like something that you forgot or you're missing. We'll talk about these options later, but this is a reminder, have confidence in what you have learned. The examiners are simply just trying to distract you. So the better you understand the material and the rules, and Saurabh and I will know this when we're studying for our exams, the less likely you'll be able to get distracted. You really need to master the material with what we give you. And the more confidence that you have, the better equipped you'll be to answer these questions, even when the examiner's thrown unusual answer choices like that, which probably don't even exist, but it looks very good. And you see here, that is the question. Now, you can read the facts, which means, assume a UK law requires all automobiles, motorcycles, trucks, and other motor-powered vehicles be equipped with headlights that automatically turn on when the vehicle is in operation. A police officer saw a small private aeroplane taxiing without a headlight, gave the owner of the aeroplane a fine. in defense, the owner of the aeroplane claims it does not fall under the law. Now, which facts are important? And you can see we've highlighted all automobiles, trucks, and motorcycles, and all those vehicles. And you can see we've circled D is the correct answer. That is a language rule that is used to interpret general rules. If a general word follows two or more specific words, the general word will apply only to items that are like the specific words used. So here we're trying to determine whether the term other motor-powered vehicles includes aeroplanes. Trucks, motorcycles, and the other vehicles use the road, so the court limited the term other motor-powered vehicles to include only vehicles normally driven on the road. Now you can review the wrong answers as well. So like B was incorrect because that's a Latin phrase that means from the small to the greater, as in if you're riding a bike with another person, riding with two others would be prohibited as well. That is not a typical rule of interpretation in the courts, and it's not really applicable. And you can go into so much detail with all the other answer choices, but that is generally the BarBri methodology. You read the core of the question, you highlight the relevant facts. Not all of them will be relevant, but only ones that are relevant to that specific issue. And you should answer the question in your head first before you reach to the answers. And normally you should be able to narrow it between one or two choices. The others are simply either not relevant or they're distractors. And that is the same when you're reading an American bar exam question, and similar with SORB's Ontario bar exam questions as well. You should really master the material, and that's what our material is all about. And even if you get it wrong, that's fine. That makes for a great learning opportunity as well. So Saurabh, over to you.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Hemant. That was a great demonstration on, what a call of a question would look like and how difficult sometimes these multiple choice questions really can be. And we've been around for 50 years, so BarBri is the pioneer when it comes to preparing you for these specific type of exams. There's a very specific way to answer these questions and score very well on, and that's essentially what BarBri does. We really pride ourselves in giving you the knowledge and making you feel confident before you step in this exam. Now, as Hemant mentioned, there are over 12 to 14 subjects that you're being tested on for the SQE. And there are about 360 questions that you're going to be doing in a span of 2 days, which can be very daunting and very scary. And that is really why BarBri is there for you. It's a full course, which we have done all the heavy lifting for you, and we will ensure that you yield a positive success in these exams if you choose to go with BarBri. So I'm going to talk a little bit about how the BarBri course is really designed. So if you can just change the slide, Hemant. So the SQE prep course is specifically for, as I mentioned before, it's a uniform bar exam, which is designed for everybody. So if you might be a law graduate, you might be a non-law graduate, you might be somebody who's qualified abroad. Previously, this was done through the method of QLTS, and now the SQE is directly modeled after the QLTS, but it does allow more people to access the SQE exam and the legal profession. Again, now I'm going to go a little bit more in detail about how BarBri prepares their course. So the next slide. So these are some of the key features when you basically buy into our program and you spend to study with BarBri. We have specifically designed a personal study planner, which is an online platform where we will be delivering all the study materials to you. You will have a unique login ID and a password that will allow you to access the material, and that material will be there for you till the day of your exam. The PSP is specifically designed with Isaac, which is an algorithm that BarBri has designed, which helps you prepare for these exams. On a weekly basis, we give you different tasks, which can include anywhere from watching a lecture to doing some practice questions to reading some material. And as long as you follow the schedule that we provide you, we're very confident that you will be successful in the examination. We also have added one-on-one personal mentors. So these mentors will be somebody who will be your guide. They will be able to follow up with you on a regular basis. They will be able to go over the material that you're kind of going through. If you have any specific questions, or you are having a little bit of an issue with managing the course, or you're finding the course is too difficult, or you're finding that it's hard for you to manage work and studying at the same time, the mentors are really there to help you. And Hemant and I both really have used their services quite a lot, and they're able to really assist us in providing the advice on how to actually be successful in these multiple choice exams. They all are qualified lawyers in UK when they are training you. We also give you hard textbooks that will be delivered at your doorstep, so you will have them as your reference material. In addition to all these key features that the SQE offers, you will also have different workshops, live lectures, and etc. that will be built in to the course as well. On to the next slide, Hemant. Yeah. So we really have, created three separate courses for the SQE, depending on your expertise or your knowledge of the content. So a lot of the international individuals who are interested in the SQE, we have really specified a 40-week course, because that is somebody who has not been so familiar with the English legal system, and it's somebody who might be working full-time as well. They can really benefit from the 40-week course, because it allows you to study about 10 to 12 hours per week, which is quite manageable. At the same time, you can be involved in a lot of different work activities and extracurricular activities that you may have. The 20-week course is another course which may be for somebody who has done an LLM from UK, or has just recently graduated, or somebody who does have more time on their hand right now, that they can spend a little bit more time on the course. So that for the 20-week course, we ideally advise about 20 hours per week that you need to spend. And then finally, we have designed a specific 10-week course, which is about 35 hours per week. This is specifically designed for somebody who is a law school graduate, who just has come out of law school and is looking to qualify into the UK right away. 40-week course starts in January, which currently BarBri is not taking any enrollments for. However, our 20-week course and the 10-week course is available. So if you are interested, again, definitely get in touch with BarBri. I still think with a lot of time and COVID situation, being able to kind of manage time, 20-week course is a very, very good option if you have a little bit background in law and you have some time to devote to prepare for the SQE exam. So those are the breakdowns of the course. In the next slide, I will give you a little bit more detail about the cost of the SQE1 and the SQE2. So SQE1, the course cost is £2,999. There's a QR code available there. Feel free to use your phone right now and scan that QR code. That will give you a little bit more information on how you can get different scholarships. It will take you to the website, and you can kind of see how that would work. We do have different installment options as well. So again, you will see that on the website, or you can contact us. Also, in addition to the £2,999 for our course, the exam fee is £1,558, and that is listed there as well. So you're looking at that would be the cost of your overall for your SQE1. So feel free to kind of take a look at this slide, because I think this is a very important slide for you to just understand how the costing works. All right, so now we're going to talk about the SQE2 course cost. So the SQE2 course is a 12-week course, and that will cost you £2,999. The first course will commence in January 2022, as SRA has indicated that the SQE2 will be taking place in April 2022. The exam fee for the SQE2 that you will pay to the SRA would be £2,422. Again, that's the QR code if you want to use to get more information. Something I just do want to add also, when I was talking about BarBri preparing you for these courses. So SQE1 is a very multiple choice test exam, which Hemant has mentioned, but SQE2 is a very different type of examination. This examination is a very face-to-face examination, and they're testing you on legal practical skills that are necessary in order for you to be a lawyer in England and Wales. And QLTS had something similar called the OSCE. And again, BarBri is the leading pioneer when it comes to preparing you for these type of exams. We have been doing this for a while. We understand this really well. And the SQE2 is accordingly adjusted to really help you understand what the examiner is looking for when they're going to be assessing you for the SQE2. So this looks at different issues of like, how to do a legal drafting, how to do face-to-face interviews, things like that. So just definitely BarBri would be somebody that can really assist you when it comes to the SQE1 and SQE2. So feel free to kind of reach out to us and get more information before you enroll yourself into the SQE exam. Next slide, please. All right, so here are some helpful resources that you guys can use. We are available on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, as well as Facebook. We also have our BarBri SQE website. Feel free to go on there, get some more information. And finally, I also wish everybody best of luck, and I hope everybody's staying safe given the pandemic situations right now. So just wishing everybody a lot of well wishes, and take care of yourself.
Great. Thank you for that, Saurabh. Does anyone have any questions? Great. Well, thank you everyone for attending. Again, I hope everyone is staying safe given the current circumstances and situation. Hopefully things can rapidly improve in time, and we can all get back to normality, whatever that will be. But again, I'm glad that you were able to attend this SQE presentation. And if you have any questions about the courses, the exams, or just generally about any other BarBri courses on offer, feel free to reach out to us and we'd be happy to help. But thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you.